The new way the state plans to report its daily numbers.
Fewer beds. Local hospitals are treating more patients, how close they are to capacity, and what they're doing to keep beds available.
Clevelanders support other Clevelanders, and it's just such an awesome community here to be a part of.
Feed the Front Line, the local effort to support nurses and doctors as they take care of their community.
Shipping Wars, the dates you need to remember to get your gifts to their destination at an affordable price.
I definitely sped up, trying to get there as fast as possible and praying that Chardon Fire Department would come out and assist.
An icy rescue. Spring sprung from her foster mom, but she's now home safe. The daring rescue and big thank you to Chardon firefighters.
And it's another Victory Monday. This exciting Brown season is new for many of us. The voice of the Browns, Jimmy Donovan, joins us live to tell us what to expect from the Ravens next Monday night. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Thank you so much for joining us on this another Victory Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. The program is called What's New. Sara Shookman is in today for Betsy. I'm Jay Crawford.
Good to be joining you, Jay. But there is a lot going on this Monday, so let's get right to it. We begin with today's COVID-19 numbers. 9,273 cases were reported within the last 24 hours. Now, that's in line with what we have been seeing lately. Since the beginning of the pandemic, just over 484,000 cases have been reported. Now, Ohio's population is 11.6 million people. So about 4% of Ohioans have had the virus since March.
Sara, perhaps the most important data point as it pertains to community spread is the positivity rate. And here's a bit of good news. For the fourth time in the last 5 days, that indicator is on the decline. Our positivity rate currently sits at 14.7%. Consider it was at 19% just a few days ago. Hospitalizations, though, are up. 40 more patients in Ohio hospitals, and that brings the total number now to 5,121. Also, 63 Ohioans lost their lives to COVID in our most recent report. Now, while the number of cases still remains alarmingly high, Governor Mike DeWine told Ohioans today to expect a big spike in tomorrow's numbers. Laura Queso, you watched the governor's briefing. What new changes will cause this spike? And is it just a one-day thing, or is this something that we'll continue to see?
Well, Jay, it's because Ohio is making a change to its procedure for reporting coronavirus cases. So now it will include presumed positive results from antigen testing. These are the rapid tests traditionally that aren't as reliable. That's at least what experts are saying. So while the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention changed its definition for counting positive cases to include antigen results in August, Ohio continued to manually verify exposures and symptoms before counting positive results from antigen testing in its caseloads. So the state has been averaging 12,500 antigen tests per day, with a daily average of more than 700 positive results from those tests. With the volume of antigen testing in the state having doubled over the course of the past month, DeWine said the state hasn't been able to keep up with manually verifying the process. So that's created a huge backlog of about 12,600 positive antigen tests. These date back to November 1st. So tomorrow, we are going to see those play into the case numbers, and they are going to be high. Either way, Jay, Ohio's numbers, they simply aren't good.
We don't know how Thanksgiving is totally going to impact this. But the idea, if we could, even if we're plateaued out, this is just not sustainable for a very long period of time. It's going to have some very dire consequences.
And because of that, the governor said Ohio's overnight curfew will be extended beyond the original curfew. Thursday was the expiration date. The 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew started November 19th. Of course, there are exceptions like going to work or picking up food from a restaurant or a grocery store, emergencies too. The governor said we can expect more details on that come Thursday. So again, Jay, tomorrow we are expecting a really big number when we talk about those daily coronavirus case numbers.
Right, very good. It's interesting to see if he says anything at all about the Browns' home game Monday night, much of which will fall after the current curfew. We'll see if he addresses that. Laura Queso from the newsroom, thanks. We'll see you at 6 with What Matters Most.
Sure.
Well, now on your feed at 5, several parts of California are back on lockdown. The governor issued a stay-at-home order for the regions including Los Angeles and San Diego because of the spike in cases and its impact on hospitals. So we want to show you these numbers. NBC says California has about 3,449 cases per 100,000 people. Ohio is reporting 4,064 cases per 100,000 people. So by the numbers, Ohio is worse off than California. Now, one of the major reasons cited for California returning to lockdown in these regions was hospital capacity. So we asked our Romney Smith to check in with Northeast Ohio's hospitals.
Sarah, our hospitals are not at capacity, but they are already just in case Ohio's COVID numbers spike. Ohio's COVID cases are still quite high, and while one doctor I spoke with says it's likely tied to Thanksgiving travel, another says while cases are high, hospitalizations from Thanksgiving haven't hit us yet. While that is a growing concern from hospital staffers, our hospitals say all Northeast Ohio's ability to rapidly expand hospital beds beyond capacity makes us unique, but that changes are already being made in case of increasing cases.
That means we have a lot of hospital beds. We are not at capacity, and we are doing the very best that we can to try and keep ourselves so that we don't reach capacity. We're starting to delay some of the non-essential surgeries that might require an overnight stay and thus take up a bed.
Keep in mind there are two kinds of beds when we discuss capacity: a regular hospital bed and an intensive care unit bed. Again, none of our hospitals are at a tipping point, so we are okay. Certainly our numbers compared to California proportionately are worse, so our health experts are hoping that Ohioans heed the health and safety warnings so we don't go on lockdown like they are.
Great point. Thanks, Romney. Now, back in April, you might remember, we introduced you to the folks from Feed the Front Line, a group giving back to healthcare workers. Now they're back on the trail, and Lindsay Buckingham reports it's right when hospital heroes need it most.
God bless you guys. You guys make our hearts so warm.
Bridget Jamul and her team from Feed the Front Line, unloading box after box at South Point Hospital Friday. They've been at this for 9 months, dropping snacks, treats, and encouraging notes to our hospital heroes. The support needed now more than ever.
There was a resounding sentiment of like, hey, morale is lower than ever. Our numbers are higher than ever in terms of COVID-19 cases in Northeast Ohio. Are you guys still around? Are you guys still doing your thing and supporting and doing the donations?
Since March, donations from the community, local businesses, and corporate sponsors, keeping those boxes full, allowing the group to help dozens of hospitals across Northeast Ohio.
And in this particular time of what we're going through, that kindness, that generosity, that paying it forward and thinking about others, it's irreplaceable.
And though healthcare workers are tired, acts of kindness like this one are keeping them going.
I think the hearts are bigger. The generosity is even more abundant and overflowing. You're doing something that could be helping me, my neighbor, my family member. And the fact that you are putting yourself out there on the line for us is a pretty big statement.
I have to imagine that's quite an honor for them to be thinking of you guys.
It's just such an awesome community here to be a part of. And then the healthcare community specifically in this time of need and stress and tension. So for them to look to us is just absolutely incredible.
The work, nowhere near finished.
What's next is every hospital we can get our hands on. The sky is the limit. So long as we continue to get the donations coming in, the support, we will not stop until it's over.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
All right, Lindsay, thank you very much. Heroes indeed. Well, Browns fans woke up a little extra pep in their step today after yesterday's 41-35 win over the Tennessee Titans down in Nashville. The Browns did most of their damage in the first half with a field goal and 5 touchdowns, and I just love that celebration right there. That is so good. They took a commanding 38-7 halftime lead. Then they took a nap in the second half. They were outscored 28-7, but who cares? They hang on for their 9th win of the season, and now they have a 97% chance to make the playoffs. They get the Ravens a week from tonight. You'll see it right here on WKYC. So we want to know from you. At 9-3, and with games remaining against the Ravens, Giants, Jets, and Steelers, we're asking on Twitter, how many games will the Browns win this regular season? And right now, the 2 leading choices, 11 at 50% and 12 at 35%. You can go on our Twitter poll, at WKYC, and vote. We'll continue to update the results. The voice of the Browns, Jimmy Donovan, will join us coming up with his thoughts on the Browns moving to 9-3. Meantime, the NBA has put out a pretty harsh set of guidelines. It's brand new for its upcoming season, all intended to help minimize the spread of COVID-19. You'll remember last season when the league resumed, they did so under the bubble down in Walt Disney World in Orlando. That allowed the league to complete its season, but they won't be in the bubble this season. They'll instead be traveling and living and playing games in their home cities. So now, because they won't be in those resorts in Orlando, the fear of spread is high. And the league is saying that they will be issuing fines, suspensions. They will even dock teams draft picks if their players are responsible for violating the league's safety protocols that lead to spread to opposing players. The new season begins in a little more than 2 weeks. So, Sarah, last year the NBA's model was a good one, but you could only do it in the short term, bringing all the players and all of the personnel inside a very small area. Can't continue to do that, obviously. You got to think that they will have similar problems that we saw in Major League Baseball and now with the NFL, with spread being seen from internally in teams and then other teams as well.
Absolutely. I think as soon as you put travel into the equation, that becomes a factor. And it's interesting, all of these individual fines and the ways that, the teams, like you said, could be docked draft picks. It's a little punitive because this is it's out there. It's in the community. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how it goes because you hate to feel like someone's going to be punished for getting sick.
Yeah. Now, for breaking protocol, you can see that. The Indians had a very interesting incident in Chicago earlier this year. Players need to be vigilant, and they need to do what the league protocols dictate. Coming up next on What's New, look at all of these Postal Service trucks lined up. That's right here in Cleveland. Shipageddon is on, folks. The deadlines you need to know to make sure your gifts arrive on time.
And then we have a tribute to the late actor Chadwick Boseman and how his legacy is living on.
And Jason's in for weather today. What's coming up in the forecast, Jay?
Well, we are taking a live look right now over downtown Cleveland via our CSU cam, and you'll notice that there's quite a bit of cloud cover, and we pretty much dealt with this all day. It was a cool day as well. So when are we finally going to see the sun, and when are we going to warm up? I'm detailing your forecast right after this.
It is Money Monday, and we want to help you save some money on shipping holiday gifts. Have you been doing some online shopping? Our consumer investigator, Danielle Serino, has the dates you need to remember to make sure your gifts arrive on time and at an affordable price.
If you haven't mailed out your gifts yet, keep your fingers crossed. From the looks of all these Postal Service trucks lined up at the main location in Cleveland on Sunday, Ship-A-Geddon, as this holiday shopping season's being called, is living up to its name. With this year's Black Friday, the second largest day for online spending in U.S. history, behind last year's Cyber Monday, a pattern that's expected to continue because of COVID fears, shippers are doing all they can to get our packages there on time, buying more planes, hiring more seasonal workers, even helping eliminate trips to the post office with online services.
So you pay for and print the postage, get all the boxes shipped to your house for free, and then we'll go ahead and pick that up for you for free as well.
Now to the important delivery deadlines. If you're sending packages by ground, get them out by December 15th for the Post Office, UPS, and FedEx. December 21st is the deadline for 3-day shipping with UPS and FedEx. And the last day for 1-day delivery with the Post Office, UPS, or FedEx is December 23rd. Although they all warn there are no guarantees your packages will be on time, the only way for that will be curbside pickup. And remember, the later you wait to ship, the more it will cost you. For example, FedEx does same-day Christmas delivery for an additional $75. But no matter when you mail your gifts, be prepared for higher costs. FedEx, UPS, and the Postal Service all announced holiday surcharges. One way to save money is by buying a flat-rate box from the post office or the smallest size you can get away with at the UPS store, because depending on how big your items are, you could pay a lot more by using your own box. Also, stay away from the post office at lunchtime or between 5 and 6, because that's when most people are off work. I'm Danielle Serino, 3 News.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Great information. Get on the packages early. You definitely can save a ton of money. Jason Fraser in for Matt today. Jason, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. I could use a little sunshine, though. I'm not going to lie. I could use just a little sunshine.
Okay, so all you need to do is just wait about 22 hours. Okay, and I'm going to give you some sunshine. And then you're going to have to sing to me, okay? Like, you are my sunshine on a cloudy. Come on, I know Jay's got that voice.
I will tomorrow.
Jay's got he can hold a note, guys.
You deliver the sunshine tomorrow, and I'll deliver the songs.
All right. So, folks, you heard it here on What's New. Jay is going to be singing tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. One of the other things I was looking forward to today was talking to some 6th graders over in Willoughby, over at the Andrews Osborne Academy. We did a Zoom school visit, and I want to thank all of the kids who participated. They asked some really fun questions, and thank you so much to Miss McKinney for setting that up. All right, so let's talk about your weather, and we have 14 days left officially. Well, it's actually 13 days and about 20 hours left until the official start of winter. And folks, we are already starting to get a little bit of a preview of that. We got a few flurries that are falling across much of northeast Ohio, including southern portions of Cuyahoga County, including just south of Brecksville. And we got a little bit of flurry action going on just to the east of Brunswick. We did also see a few flurries falling over in Akron as well. I am not expecting any accumulation with these flurries. As you can see here, I mean, it's pretty much dying off here. And over the next couple of hours, I'm expecting that to die off. We got some drier air to our west, and that is all thanks to high pressure. We also have a warm front that's going to be moving across our region. However, we are going to have to deal with the threat for a few more flurries for the next couple of hours. It's basically going to be aided by that north wind off of Lake Erie, and you can see it right there. We have sustained winds that are anywhere from 8 to about 18 miles per hour. Temps right now across the region, we're ranging anywhere from 31 to about 38 degrees. We're seeing some of the warmest temps right along Lake Erie. And the big question I've been getting on social media is, Jason, why is it so cool? Part of the reason why is because we have a dip in the jet stream, and that's allowing some cold Canadian air to push across our region. But look at what happens by the latter half of of this week, the jet stream shifts northward, and we are going to get some southern air in here. So National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. One or two of you will have to deal with a few flurries. It'll largely be to eastern communities and even southern portions of Cuyahoga County. Overnight, this is going to die out, and we'll see temperatures dipping into the upper 20s tonight. A few of you will be waking up to the low 30s. And then tomorrow, what Jay has been asking me for, we are going to see some peaks of sunshine, but it's not going to be an overall sunny day. Here's a look right now. It's your Ken Ganley Kia 7-day outlook. So 36 for tomorrow, 42 by Wednesday. And then that warm air pushes through. Jay, we are talking about 51 degrees by Friday. And you know what? That is certainly going to make it feel as though it's summer around here. Hopefully you got your swimming trunks ready. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not going to be that nice, but I am looking forward to Friday. Jason, I'm looking forward to 5:30. That's when we'll see you next. Thanks. Sarah?
All right.
Still ahead on what's new, two of Hollywood's favorite comedy stars, Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, are reunited. Are the two up for a fourth movie together? We'll have their take ahead in Pop Break.
Pretty good tandem, you got to admit.
They are.
And this dog loved what he saw on television. We're going to show you his reaction. It's our Worth the Watch. It's coming up.
The dynamic duo Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler reunited last night. Will the two work on another project together? Kiera Cotton has the response in today's Pop Break.
The MTV Movie and TV Awards took place last night, honoring entertainment's biggest moments from the 80s until now. The late Chadwick Boseman was honored with the Hero for the Ages Award. The award, given to someone who embodies heroism on and off the screen, was presented by Boseman's fellow Marvel stars Don Cheadle and Robert Downey Jr.
He was the most heroic when just being Chad. That's when he was bigger than anyone he played on screen.
The Black Panther star passed away in August after a private battle with colon cancer. Also during last night's awards show, Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore were crowned the greatest dynamic duo of all time. Their journey began in 1998 with The Wedding Singer, continued with 50 First Dates in 2004, and most recently the two starred in Blended, released in 2014. But the question of the night was, would they reunite for a fourth Barrymore and Sandler film?
It's a new decade, so we get to make another movie together.
They both seemed up for it, so dear executives, please make it happen. And last but not least, the Paul brothers have yet again found their way to boxing headlines. Less than a week after Jake knocked out former NBA star Nate Robinson, his brother Logan is now set to take on the legendary Floyd Mayweather. The showdown comes after the two have gone back and forth with each other on social media for weeks. In a tweet, Floyd told Logan that he better find some Barbie dolls because he's not one for kid games, while Logan took to Instagram with the video poking fun at Floyd's literacy. The matchup is set to take place on February 20th. And if this is a matchup that you were looking forward to seeing, buying your ticket early is suggested. The current asking price is $25, but that price will go up as more tickets are sold. Back to you guys.
Wow, Kiara, thanks. I'm interested in that. I'm just not sure it's going to last more than 60 seconds. All right, check this out. This gorgeous golden retriever is struck by Cupid's arrow when he was watching the Purina Dog Show right here on NBC's Thanksgiving Day event. Check this out. He is absolutely smitten with this beautiful golden retriever, and why not, Sarah? Just a gorgeous animal. He's trying to get up there and smell and
get a good look.
Yeah, look at him. That is classic. Every once in a while, I have two Goldens, and every once in a while, one of them watches TV, the other one does not. Every once in a while, when a dog is on the screen, Layla will be fixated, just absolutely just transfixed by what she's looking at, barking, sometimes trying to get up to the television, smelling, and then, you know, in typical dog fashion, the attention span of a gnat, she forgets about it, lays down, and it never happened.
Basil is terrible. She barks at every dog or cartoon or
Really?
Gecko, Geico. Yeah, I
Wow.
wish she would stop watching TV so we could enjoy it a little bit more.
As long as she has it on Channel 3, that's all we care
It's
about.
true.
All right, still ahead on what's new. It is happening, folks. The Browns are so close to punching that ticket to the playoffs. The voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan, is in next with his thoughts on the big Titans win and the upcoming Monday nighter against the Ravens. I got goosebumps just saying that out loud, Sarah.
It is exciting. Okay, who doesn't need some stress relief in their life right now? All of us, right? Our Jason Fraser tests the power of acupuncture in his New You series.
Then Spring sprung from her foster mom and found herself trapped on an icy pond. We have the moment the dog was rescued in Chardon, plus her mission to get her and her sister forever homes.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back to What's New with Sara Shookman. I'm Jay Crawford. Wow, I just can't believe it. I keep saying it, and then I almost pinch myself, Sara. 9-3. It truly is unbelievable, and just another big win for the Browns yesterday.
It was so fun so quickly watching yesterday. Wow. You were like, oh, this is the team we wanted to see. And are Victory Mondays getting old, or are we still enjoying them?
Oh, no, they'll never get old.
Yeah.
They'll never get old.
I think they're like the only good thing that's happening in 2020. So hopefully you are allowing yourself to celebrate a little today.
Please do. You've earned it.
Yes, we all have Browns fans. So let's get you started with 3 things you need to know, though, tonight. The first, number 1, Ohio is counting its COVID cases differently. Today, Governor DeWine said the daily reported cases will now include presumed positive results from antigen tests. Now, prior to the spike, Ohio was manually verifying these cases because of the likelihood of false positives with the antigen or rapid tests. But that detailed process has created a backlog of more than 12,000 cases. So in line with the CDC's recommendation, the numbers will now include PCR and antigen tests. And the change will cause a large spike in case numbers tomorrow. So wait for that as the backlog is poured in.
Yeah, and keep that in mind when we see those cases. We'll remind you tomorrow. Number 2, 9,273 COVID cases. That's the number reported in the last 24 hours. That is in line with what we've been seeing over the last week. And sadly, 63 more Ohioans have lost their lives to COVID. That's 50 more than yesterday. On a bright note, that positivity rate that we look at so closely, that's the number of positive tests per 100, down another 0.5% now at 14.7%.
And number 3, all eyes are on the UK as the first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine were delivered to hospitals this weekend and are ready for the first in line. The deliveries come just days after leaders there authorized Pfizer and BioNTech's request for emergency use. Around 800,000 doses of vaccine are expected to be in place for the start of the immunization program tomorrow.
All right, today's top talker is, of course, our Cleveland Browns. They pulled off their signature win of the season so far yesterday in Nashville when they beat the Titans 41-35. Even a big fella, Kendall Lamb, getting into the act, catching a touchdown pass. They scored 5 touchdowns in the first half. Baker Mayfield looked like an all-pro. And the voice of the Browns, Jimmy Donovan, joins us now to tell us how very close this team is to, dare we say it, Jimmy, punching that playoff ticket. Man, has it been a long time since we can talk about that.
Boy, it really has. And they are so close right now that it is so close to becoming realistic. And you know, Jay, I've been saying, when are they going to throw the ball to Kendall Lamb? And then they did it yesterday.
We found OBJ's replacement, right?
That's when I knew it was our day. I have to tell you, I thought it was one of the most brilliant game plans that I have seen the Browns construct in a long time, because everybody in the world thought that the Browns would come out and run and run and run. And why not? Because everybody thought that Derrick Henry was going to run so effectively for Tennessee that you were just going to have to match that and play keep away. Well, the Browns did exactly the opposite. They came out and threw and threw and threw, and Baker Mayfield was red hot, spreading the ball around to 9 different receivers, including a big, lumbering offensive tackle, Kendall Lamb. Now, a little scary in the second half. I didn't love it the way they played in the second half. But the first half, I've never seen them any better. And when you tote it all up, the Browns win by 6, 41-35. They are 9-3. Okay, here's the playoff look. And as you take a look at these numbers right now, the top 4, those are the division leaders: Steelers, Chiefs, Bills, Titans in the AFC South. The Browns are at the top in that number 5 position, but at the top of the wild card spot. Now, the Browns are off until a week from tonight when they come back home and they take on the Baltimore Ravens. So, even though that playoff spot is so close, it is still vital to keep on winning. But the way they're playing, you say, why not? Incidentally, that game is right here on Channel 3 coming up next week. We'll have our special pregame huddle starting early in the evening, as our coverage will be live from First Energy and take you right up until kickoff. Jay, it was a signature win. And when you were introing me, there's no doubt about it, people have been saying, hey, they've been knocking off a bunch of cupcakes. When are they going to beat a good team? And they did it. not only did they do it, they did it on the road.
Yeah, they did, and it certainly is a shot across the bow to the Ravens, who will come in here next Monday night. And, Jimmy, wow, what a difference a year makes. Now it's the Browns that have the opportunity to knock the Ravens out of a postseason position because they come in here needing a victory in the worst way, and who knows how that's going to turn out. Before I let you go, I want to get your thoughts on one thing that is a little troubling to me, and I hate to be the guy that rains on the parade, but there is a number that jumps out at me. The Browns have scored 306 points on the season. They have allowed 321 points on the season. It's almost unfathomable, Jimmy, that a team with 6 more wins than losses could be giving up more points on the season. Talk me off the ledge. Should I not be as concerned about that number?
Well, the number is a little concerning, and you're right. It goes against every trend that we've looked at through decades of the NFL. I think those numbers got high in the Dallas game and the game yesterday, where there were high point totals coming when the Browns had big leads at halftime and then kind of took their foot off the gas pedal and a lot of points in the second half, but still won those games. But you're right. Now, to the eye, I would say this. Defensively, I thought they were magnificent in the first half, but I think, Jay, the longer that defense is out on the field, it gets exposed to its weaknesses. Yeah. I think the key thing for them down the stretch, they need Denzel Ward back
big time.
From that calf injury, and he being on the IR right now, that really exposes that secondary. But I thought they did a magnificent job against Derrick Henry. They made him obsolete in the Titans game plan.
Yeah. Jimmy, thank you so much. Great call of the game yesterday, and we'll see you with more on the Browns at 6 o'clock. Still ahead on What's New, we want to know how you think the Browns will finish their season. Go to WKYC's Twitter page, @WKYC, and vote now. We're going to have the results and some pretty funny comments from Baker after yesterday's win in just a few moments.
He keeps finding a way to get something in there, doesn't he? And then we could all use a little stress relief in our lives, so our Jason Fraser explores the power of acupuncture. Jason, can you do the forecast while you do that? You're busy tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I'm pulling double duty tonight, and it's all because I absolutely love my job. Live look right now over downtown Cleveland via our CSU cam. The town is all lit up, but it's a cool night. So when are we finally going to warm up, and when could we also potentially see a little bit of snow? I'll let you know right after this.
Okay, mic check. It is Monday. The Browns are 9-3, and Baker Mayfield is trolling reporters in post-game interviews. Okay.
Jason Fraser in for Matt with us this week. So, Jason, we're going to be talking acupuncture in just a bit. But now we're talking something else that's going to make us feel a little better, sunshine. And you promised Jay last half hour it's coming up.
It is coming up, and you know what? He said that if there was some sunshine tomorrow, he would sing. Can I get you in on this as well?
On the singing, no, but I will verify that is what Jay said, and I will try to hold him to it.
Come on, Sarah.
I want a duet, Sarah.
Listen,
so.
I want a duet as well.
Karaoke.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. As Sarah said, yes, I'm in for Matt. He's taken off a couple of days, enjoying himself at home with his kids. And one of the things that I've been enjoying, seeing a little bit of some flurries that were falling around Northeast Ohio. As we take a look right now at the radar, I've activated the snow mode, and you're seeing just a little bit of it pop up. This is not going to be accumulating snow. This is just one of those snowfalls that's basically going to happen. You're going to see it in the sky. It's going to fall down, and then it's just going to evaporate and disappear. So we're seeing a little bit of that just south of North Royalton and also over in Hinckley right now. And we're seeing just some small flurries just to the north of downtown Akron as well. So a much wider view, you'll notice that we have quite a bit of cloud cover extending all the way through parts of the Midwest. But outside of the Midwest, we do have high pressure that's in control, and that is what's going to end up sliding in our direction and give us not only some sunshine, but also some warmer weather. Right now, we do have some winds that are coming out of north that are ranging anywhere between 8 and about 18 miles per hour, and that is part of the reason why we're seeing some cooler temperatures. We're in the 30s across much of Northeast Ohio, including 33 in Medina. National Design Mart, hour-by-hour forecast. So we'll continue to be in the 30s for the rest of tonight. A few of you on the east side, including Ravenna, Chardon, primary snow belt, could end up seeing some flurries. Again, if you do end up seeing some snow, maybe you might get a coating, but it's not going to be anything what we saw like this time last week. And after then, tomorrow morning, many of you will be waking up to temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. And then, as I mentioned, some of you, matter of fact, all of you, at some point are going to end up seeing some sunshine. Ken Ganley, Kia 7-day outlook. So 36 for tomorrow, 42 for Wednesday. Slowly start to creep up. 51 by Friday. And then we're tracking another system that could potentially give us some snow at some point this upcoming weekend. Jay?
All right, Jay.
Actually, I'll take this one. So thank you, Jason.
Oops,
much
sorry,
appreciated.
Sarah.
Hey, no worries. I get out of the song once again. Jay, your turn.
I don't know. You're not out of it completely yet. I may twist your arm a little bit.
Okay.
I may need a little help, Sarah.
We'll talk.
Okay, it is Victory Monday once again. This is the first time since 1994 that the Browns are sitting at 9-3 after 12 games. Our remaining schedule, the 6-5 Ravens, that's a week from tonight. Then they are at the 5-7 Giants. They are at the 0-12 Jets before closing against the Steelers, who are currently 11-0. And we want to know from you on Twitter, how many regular season wins will the Browns finish with? Most of you right now are saying you think the Browns will win 11 games. Now, most likely, the easiest path to that would be to beat the Giants and the Jets. And then, of course, that would mean losing to the Ravens and the Steelers. But I don't know. Some of you feel confident that this team could get to 12 wins. 35% nearly believe there's 3 of the last 4 games that will be wins. Our digital anchor Stephanie Haney joins us now. Stephanie, I know so many folks are talking about the Browns and their big win, and you're seeing some comments about our poll online. What is the general consensus from what you're seeing?
Well, you know, Jay, of course, I had to get in on that poll. I'm with the 35%. I think we're going to go 12-4. I think we can get the Ravens.
I hope so.
We've got the Jets. We've got the Giants. I hope so, too. I'm not getting greedy with the Steelers, but when I shared that poll, I called the New York games a layup. But Bill Moisick does not agree. He said there are no layups. And another Twitter user doesn't care how the record turns out after surviving Bottlegate, the drive, the fumble, the 0-16 season. They are here for it all, from the cradle to the grave and beyond. Now, Sean McCall from Elyria is just loving the trick plays. He said we need more plays like the one where wide receiver Jarvis Landry threw to quarterback Baker Mayfield. Those trick plays are definitely fun to watch, and it really looks like they're having fun out there, Jay. It's been fun to watch.
I'm with you too, Sean. First of all, let's give kudos to Baker. What a job with his toe tap to bring that ball in. He looked like a real live wide receiver. He was asked after the game if he ever practices that, and he says, yeah, every morning when I get up out of bed and go to the bathroom, I practice my toe tap. Very funny. Something else he said yesterday that was very funny, caught my attention right away. He is quoting one of the greatest sitcom characters of all time, Dwight from The Office. What was he saying?
You're right about that, Jay. Speaking of having fun with it, he's got a whole new way that he's trolling reporters with pop culture quotes. Listen to what he said after the win yesterday and his inspiration from The Office.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, then I don't do that.
Don't be an idiot. Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
Almost word for word. Baker has been casually doing this all season. After beating the Indianapolis Colts, he had a quote from the character Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights. He said, just the mindset of trying to be just a bunch of big, hairy American winning machines is important. And after beating the Bengals the second time, Baker quoted DMX, saying it's just a necessary mindset of doing whatever it takes to win. Stop, drop, open up shop. That's how the Rough Riders roll. There are more of these. He quoted Snoop Dogg, he quoted Lil Wayne, even the Holiday Inn Express commercial, Jay. And the best part about it is he just casually drops these in. It's perfect.
You know what? It really does make the absolutely useless and mundane post-game news conference fun to watch. Baker, we love the sense of humor. Keep it up. I absolutely love it. And Stephanie, thank you for bringing us all those funny clips. We appreciate it.
You bet.
I like hearing Stephanie rap as well. Still ahead on what's new, as part of his healthy living journey, Jason learns about the restorative and healing practice of acupuncture.
And a winter rescue. Cruz saved this dog from an icy pond near Chardon. Her mom's big thank you to Rescue Cruz and the mission to find Spring and her sister a forever home. Well, if you are feeling stressed during this time of year, trust me, you're not alone. The pandemic has so many of us feeling very tense. And let's face it, the holidays always come with its own set of challenges. In our New You series, our Jason Fraser tries an ancient remedy that some experts believe we could all benefit from.
Throughout this New You journey, I've cooked, meditated, and even done some yoga. But the one experience I was most nervous about was acupuncture.
When I think of acupuncture, I think of little needles going in.
And I'm no fan of needles.
It really doesn't hurt.
Acupuncture dates back to 200 BC in China and is proven to help with pain and tension. According to the Cleveland Clinic, acupuncture draws on the belief that an energy called qi circulates throughout our body. And when this flow is obstructed, pain occurs.
And then I put the needle in and twist it a little bit, which relaxes the fascia in the body. And it also resets the electric signal in the body, which tells to the brain, oh, relax.
Acupuncture works on the belief that the body is interconnected through our muscles and nerves. The needles are thought to reprogram your body to heal itself.
We will start with the Korean style of acupuncture, which uses hands and feet as a reflection of the human body.
Like most people, a lot of my stress goes to my shoulders. And when I run for longer than a mile, I get sharp pains in my shins. So ignoring all of my hesitations, I laid back and we got started.
Your biggest duty as a patient will be lay down, relax, take a nap for about 30 minutes. Can you do that for me?
Oh, yeah.
Take a deep breath and out. Good job.
I tried relaxing.
Deep breath and out.
It felt like a baby was pinching me at times. It didn't hurt at all. After 20 minutes of lying there, I couldn't feel the needles unless I moved. But as she started removing the needles, I admit my shoulders did feel better.
There is still some residual tension. Anywhere? There, shoulder.
And with a couple of twists, surprisingly, all that tenseness was gone.
Gone or still there?
All right, now most experts say that it takes a couple of sessions of acupuncture in order for you to get the full benefit. And as always, check with your doctor before trying this new ancient, or I shouldn't call it new, but I'll call it an ancient remedy. But you know what, Jay, I admit, I'm a fan. It worked.
Really?
Yeah, it worked. Have you ever had acupuncture before?
I have, yeah. I've pitched my whole life, and I went through a stretch where I got it consistently on my throwing arm, and I was a little skeptical because I didn't feel anything. I will say, though, I never felt the needles going in. They're so small, you don't even really feel them, but I didn't really enjoy the benefits that I've heard so many talk about.
Yeah, well, it was the immediate benefit of just feeling the muscles go from being tight to a little bit looser. So now, again, I only tried it one time. I would imagine if I went back several more times, I would definitely be feeling a little less stressed in my life.
Very good. All right, I understand you've heard from a lot of viewers about how they can participate in a similar program.
Yeah, so a number of you have been hitting me up on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter, asking how you can be a part of this wellness program. You can head to our website, WKYC.com. You can just search the New You, and the article with the contact information for the Cleveland Clinic Wellness Center will pop up.
Very good. Jason, thanks. We're back with more What's New right after this.
1, 2, 3, mic check. Laura Queso's mic.
Now to our show is something good, a missing pup, an icy pond, and the frontline workers who saved the day. Our Dominic Ferrante has this story.
My heart sank. My heart sank. I was so scared.
They say all dogs go to heaven, but the Chardon Fire Department wasn't ready to test that theory yesterday morning. The two firefighters donned dry suits and waded out into the frozen pond to rescue little Spring. But her ordeal actually started the day before. Spring had been surrendered to Shih Tzu and Fur Baby Rescue, and the dogs were being transported from Indiana to a foster family in New York when they stopped near Menor for a quick potty break.
Little Spring got spooked at the rest stop, and she broke the harness she was in, and that's how she got loose.
Care Hupp, a dog foster mom here in Northeast Ohio, got the call that Spring was missing. She posted a plea for help on social media, and the phone calls started coming in.
I received a phone call at approximately 10:30 saying that she'd been sighted in a woman's backyard.
But Hupp's joy quickly turned to panic.
As I was driving to Concord, another woman that also lived in that neighborhood called me and said she has gone out onto a small pond in the neighborhood that is covered in thin ice.
Hupp asked the woman to call the fire department.
I definitely sped up, trying to get there as fast as possible and praying.
It took the firefighters 15 minutes wading into the pond and breaking the ice to reach the pup.
I cannot thank them enough. I'm so grateful for them.
Yes, the Chardon Fire Department has gone to the dogs. And in this case, that's a good thing. Dominic Ferrante, 3 News.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Happy ending. Thanks so much for watching What's New. We're back tomorrow at 5. We hope you join us then. Laura Queso joins me now for What Matters Most.